Hello and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that loved Miles O'Brien on Next Generation, but he left me cold on Deep Space Nine. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to admit to you, sometimes I get angry. I get mad. I get into a rage. I get into a mud rage. Mud rage? No, I don't get into a mud rage. I get into a blood rage. I'm coming for you. Blood rage. What you gonna do? Blood rage.
Ancient Greek mythology to Roman lore as well. There's a creature kinda creepy, but he's got some sex appeal. He stands at 9'7" and you never hear him talk. He's only got one eye, but he really likes to rock. They say he burned the village, that's the what if he did. Don't be so judgmental about the Cyclops kid. He's got a tiny temper and an itty-bitty fuse. If you're the one who lit it, then you're probably gonna lose. Mysterious and mighty with a really killer mind. Lives in a volcano making...
In Blood Rage, 2 to 4 players are going to take on the roles of various clans, Viking clans, fighting for the most glory as the world falls apart during the end of times Ragnarok. Now, after you select a clan, you're going to get your minis. You're going to attach little plastic clips to the bottom of them, or rings to the bottom of them. You're going to get your warriors, as well as a leader. You're also going to get your player card. It's got stats you're going to track on there. It's also got places for various upgrades you can use during the game. Now, what you're trying to do is get glory, so you're going to place kind of your glory marker around the edge of the board. But you have 3 important stats on the player aid there. Your stats are Rage, Axes, and Horns. Now, how much rage you have on your stats is going to determine how much rage you get for your next turn. Now, that's important because rage is kind of your currency. In order to take actions, you're going to have to spend rage. So you're going to move kind of your rage stat up in order to increase your rage during the next round. You're also going to have the axes, and the axes are essentially going to tell you how much glory you're going to win whenever you win a battle. Finally, you have horns, and horns is going to tell you how many units you can field on the game, how many minis you can have on the board. Now, again, you do have your rage tracker. This isn't your rage stat, this is your rage tracker, and that, again, is kind of your currency in the game. It's how you're going to pay for the actions you want to do. Now, the game board is the kind of this Viking fantasy world. You have Yingersal, I don't know how you pronounce it, right in the center. And then along the periphery, you have different areas, different places, different regions. And in between some of them, you have kind of fjords where some of your ships can deploy to. But each of the regions has some villages in there, a number of villages in there. And that's kind of how many units can occupy that region at any given time. At the beginning of the game, you are going to deal out 8 cards to each player, and then you're going to do some drafting. You're going to pick a card, pass the others around, pick a card, pass the others around, until you each have a hand of 6 cards. Now, there are 3 different kinds of cards in this game. First of all, you have red cards, which are battle cards. The battle cards are going to have numbers that are going to increase your stats, but they're also going to have some text and some abilities that come into play. You're going to have black cards, which are upgrade cards. These are going to give you permanent upgrades for your warriors, or allow you to field monsters, or your ships. You're going to get all sorts of upgrades and some other fun things that'll give you kind of these permanent upgrades during the game. Finally, you have the green cards, which are quest cards. You can go ahead and play these quest cards in the hope of essentially completing them by the end of the round and then gaining whatever the reward is. Now, there are 3 rounds in this game, 3 rounds called ages. So what you're going to do is during the first stage, one of those kind of areas on the board is destroyed. It's already destroyed. But what you're going to do is you're going to randomly select 3 other areas that will be destroyed at the end of rounds 1, 2, and 3. And you all know what these are. You know where they're coming from. So you can kind of plan for that. And you want to plan for it because you want to be in the place that's going to be destroyed. And your units will be destroyed along with them. It's okay, trust me. Now, during the action phase, you have several different actions you can do. For a price and rage, you can invade. You can field some of your warriors or your leader or a monster somewhere into one of these villages on the board, or a ship in the fjords. You can field them there, and that may be important because each unit has a certain strength level, and sometimes quests may call for strength, or you may want to do something else in that space later or in an adjacent space. You can march. You pay like 1 rage to move any number of units anywhere on the board. So you can just kind of move units for the march order. You can upgrade, meaning you can pay the upgrade cost of a card to essentially put that card on the appropriate spot of your player area. Again, to upgrade your warriors, to upgrade monsters, or your ships. At no cost, you can play a quest card, meaning you just place the quest card there on your player aid or under your player aid, so that you know at the end of that round, if you play that and it comes true, you get that reward. There's no penalty if you don't fulfill it. Then finally, there is pillage. Now, pillage is really what the game revolves around, because what you're going to do is each of the areas have rewards. Some of them will give you a chance to increase your rage stat, or your axes stat, or your horn stat, or just give you glory points, all sorts of things. So you're competing over these things. So if you're in a region and you say, I'm going to pillage, if there's anybody else in the region, of course they're going to participate in this battle against you, but everybody who has units that are adjacent to that region, they have a chance to come in, provided there's enough villages to fit them all. Now, once everybody is in there, you're going to have the battle. Now, how the battle works is, of course, you add up the strength of all of your units, including support from the ships you've got in fjords. And then you're simultaneously going to play a battle card. And that may just be like +2 or +5, meaning add that to your strength. Or it may be some weird text that cancels other text effects. Or maybe you can steal glory from the winner if you lose. Or all sorts of things happen with these text effects.
Reveal!
Before comparing strength, each player chooses and destroys all but one of its figures in this battle.
If I lose, I take your glory.
Cancel the text of each opponent's revealed card before it takes effect.
Oh.
And I'm +3.
So you play that. Now, whoever wins, they surrender their card. They get the glory points equal to what's on their glory stat. The other players who are defeated, they get to keep their cards, but their units are killed. They go to Valhalla. Now, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're going to get these units back to their reserve pool later, but there may be quests to have the most guys in Valhalla, or get glory when you get guys out of Valhalla. So dying can be a good thing. So you're going to go around taking these various actions. You go around and around picking which action you want to take. Now, once you've got 0 actions, or you decide to pass, you move yourself to 0, you can't do anything else except react. You can still react if somebody's pillaging, you can still put your guys in there, but you can't take any other actions that round. Now, once that's completed, once everybody is out of rage, then you discard down to 1 card. You can only keep 1 card from that age. And then you reveal any quests. And anybody that has gained anything during the quest, they get the appropriate reward and glory or stats or whatever it is. Finally, you have the Ragnarok phase, where that space that was on the age track is now destroyed, and you get glory equal to what is ever on the age track. So you gain glory that way. Then finally you release Valhalla. All of the characters, all the units you have in Valhalla, they return to your reserve pool. And that age is over. You begin the next age and repeat the steps. At the end of the age, you flip all of the tokens back up, all of the pillage tokens back up, pass the first player token to the next person over, and you start again. Now, at the end of the game, you're going to look at your glory. If any of your stats reach legendary levels, you're going to gain either 10 or 20 glory for that. And whoever has the most glory at the end of the 3 ages wins Blood Rage. So I got to tell you, Blood Rage, this is a game, obviously, I'm kind of late to the party too. This game came out last year to much acclaim. People loved this game. They went on and on about it. And it's one I was always on my radar. I always wanted to play. And finally, the good people from Cool Mini or Not sent me a copy to play and to see what I think. And so I finally had the opportunity to play this game, and I was super excited. Cool Mini's done some really fun stuff lately. Queen's Necklace was this great card game. It was a reprint of an earlier game, and it was just really fun. I really, really like that. And of course, I love Zombicide. I thought Black Plague that came out is the best iteration of Zombicide that I've played yet. I even played a Potion Explosion recently, which is more of kind of a kids or family game, I guess you would say. And that was fun. I enjoyed that one quite a bit as well. So Cool Mini's kind of doing a lot of good things here, and I'm really liking what Cool Mini is throwing down lately. Blood Rage 2, I was excited. Eric Lang, who did Dice Masters, who did XCOM, the board game, he was one of the designers here, so I was excited for that as well. The game, first of all, production, Cool Mini knocks it out of the park. This is just a beautiful looking game. Absolutely beautiful looking game. The board is beautiful. The minis are beautiful. The monsters in this, these big, giant, ugly minis are so cool. I love them. This is just a good looking production, start to finish. Looks brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Gameplay itself, I was very, I don't want to say skeptical, but I was a little, after I read the rules, I was a little, okay, this could work, but I was a little cautious, I guess you could say. I didn't know how smoothly it would run. Reading the rules, it felt like it would be a little clunky to me, but I've been surprised between a rule reading and an actual gameplay before, so I didn't read too much into it. So when I get down and I play the game with my friends, I found that, shortly into the first round, it's very intuitive. You kind of feel, oh, okay, this makes sense. And these battles that are going on, when you're doing the pillaging, when other people are coming in there, is just absolutely brilliant. And it's fun. And I love, I'm not a big fan of deterministic combat, but the way the cards work here, I find, kind of reminded me of the way you're doing the deterministic combat, but then you're playing the cards, kind of remind me a little bit of Game of Thrones, the board game, the combat there, which I like a lot. And it just was fun. And I like how the battles can be more than just two players. There can be multiple players in a battle. You can have all four players in a battle. And I really, really liked that. I thought that was super, super fun. It gets intense, you're trying to get your guys to those Ragnarok spaces, and sometimes you're playing cards that can wipe out other people in the area, and it's the monsters can come in and they got fun things, they can clear areas, and it's just it's really, really fun. It's just to me it felt like a well-oiled machine. This is a game that, like I said, there's a lot of hype over, and I was hoping it would live up to the hype. For me, it did. I really, really enjoyed Blood Rage. This, if this had been, if I had played this last year, it certainly would have been in my top 10 games of 2015. Probably somewhere near the top, I'm thinking. And I think it's great. I really, really enjoy it. So this is a no-brainer for the discriminating gamer. If you like just fun kind of games that have kind of a Euro mechanic, but look cool and fun, and have direct conflict and combat, and just moments where you want to stand up and cheer, you're going to love Blood Rage. And this is one you're definitely going to want to check out. I'm probably going to buy the 5-player expansion because I think it'd be better with 5 players. Anyway, buy it, love it. Blood Rage is awesome. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the sun'll come out, Valhalla, so you better hang on till Valhalla. It's the Vikings.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
Okay, go.
A pillage. Good puppy.
No.
Yay.